Host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with...
That was my thing, I tipped my hat.
And today we will be doing episode 14 of Jank Heroes Funnifyic. How are you feeling? Cool. Give us a recap of the last adventure you had.
Gotcha. So basically, I tried to find Weenie Hut Jr. and I couldn't find it, and then I found it, and I have a dragon now, and this bunny needed a hot dog, so I stole a hot dog. But then this guy was like, "Oh, you gotta pay for this hot dog," and then I was like, "Gay sex," and he was like, "What?" That's been nothing.
Okay, so are you going to continue where you left off with him being blinded by gay sex, or are you going to start with the next day?
The same place, because I need to get my dragon back.
Okay.
And he's just outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gay sex! So he's blinded, he's not erect,
Right.
You're outside, the bunny is like, fuck, this is a lot of numbers, trying to like figure out what Weenie Hut Jr. is the right Weenie Hut Jr. Yo, Kirby, welcome to the stream, good to have you.
Mm-hmm.
And the dragon's just outside, just hovering over Weenie Hut Jr.
Nice.
Jr. in general. Don't forget to refresh your powers and health.
Oh yeah, thank you. Alright, so 42. So I climb back up onto the dragon and sit back in my.
Oh, this is a very precarious climb.
It always is. 9 seconds, made it.
You made it. You're able to make it back to your saddle.
Right. So I call Plain White on my subspace communicator, and I'm like, "Hey."
Yo, it's your boy Plain White. It's good to see you.
And I'm like, "It's good to see you. Let's go to that skull thing that you wanted to find, right?"
Dinosaur Island.
Yeah, but before we go, I have a dragon, so that'll be a cool thing. Before we go, I think there are some other things that sort of like link up to it. So I have this dragon that knows where like all these artifacts are. So I tell the dragon, "Hey, I'm gonna wait for like Plain White to meet up with me at Weenie Hut General." So I say, "Hey, come meet me in your plane at Weenie Hut General."
He's like, "Where's Weenie Hut General?"
And I send him the link using my GPS thing that I pulled up on my phone to find it. And I send that to him, and I'm like, "Come meet us here. We're gonna, my dragon's gonna show us where the rest of these artifacts are, so we can just get them all at once."
Kirby said I need to do the same. Do the same what?
Come to Weenie Hut General
Wait, is he gonna come to Weenie Hut General?
if you want.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. Okay, so you're waiting on Plain White.
Yeah.
Okay, roll 1d20. Excuse me. Kirby said I can't.
19.
19. I guess if you wanted to come, Kirby, he has wormhole thing. Kirby said it was about refreshing stats. So you, yeah, because he's starting off.
Yeah.
So 19. Plain White's like 19 miles away.
But he's in a plane.
He is in a plane.
So how long does that take? Like a couple minutes?
Yeah, it shouldn't take very long at all.
Awesome.
So the plane's coming towards Aiden, therefore the distance will reduce as the both travel in the same direction.
Well,
It's not a
he's
matter of
waiting.
catching up.
Yeah,
Oh.
just waiting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Plain White, like, is flying in his plane, and he, like, flies over, like, the Weenie Hut General. Like, he doesn't, like, park his plane. He's like, "Where are we going?"
Awesome. And I'm like, "Okay, follow this dragon." And I'm like, "Dragon, take us to the first location of the jewels that you were trying to find."
The dragon's like, there are a lot of different jewel locations we can go to. Where do you want to head?
Is there one on Dinosaur Island?
Yeah.
Take us to the one on Dinosaur Island.
He's like, I actually have another person to escort you through the Dinosaur Island one. Because
Awesome.
my whole plan was not to just fly everywhere, so I have friends to help me collect the jewels.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, that person, like, is that person obedient to you so that they'll give you the jewel and then give it to me?
Yeah.
Are you sure? That didn't seem very sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident on that.
Okay. So I get the dragon to take me to that place.
The Dinosaur Island.
To where his friend is, if that is on Dinosaur Island.
True. So let's see. Kirby said, I don't know how two people are going to sit. I suppose he means on the dragon. Scavenger says, greetings and salutations. Welcome, Scavenger.
You can hold on to me. I'm sat on like a
little black hole.
little black hole, so I won't move.
Kirby said, on a dragon with a saddle that's barely made for one person. And then Kirby, you then said, you can hold on to me, I'm on the black hole. Scavenger said, how do you stop your black holes from expanding?
I can make them to whatever size I want, so as long as they haven't reached their maximum limitation and then just collapse into their singularity, it should be fine because there's nothing being absorbed. It's just under my butt.
Well, if it's within an atmosphere, then it'd be absorbing air and therefore growing.
Kirby said, I guess we can do that.
Like my power allows me to just keep them at whatever size I want them to be until I decide to end them. So
So how does
purpose
it-
of the game,
How does it keep it the size it wants to be while the air is coming in?
there's no air coming in. It's just a vacuum stuck to my butt, but it's very small, so it's just
So it's a very small vacuum with the power of a black hole.
the power of a size black hole that I choose, which is just strong enough to
Hold you
stick my
there.
butt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's
like-
basically
it's-
you can attach yourself to anything you want.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a better description.
Kirby says, I guess we can do that. I don't really want to abandon Time Traveler, though. That would require 4 usages. Then he said,
we're gonna
fail.
go there anyway if there's a jewel there, so don't even worry.
Scavenger said, oh crap, I brought in real world science. So, Kirby, do you want him to, like, take you there, or, like, nah?
Yeah, because I'm about to go.
Yeah, they're about to head to the liaison for the Dinosaur Island adventure. Fucking, we're doing Dinosaur Island. We're getting there. Scavenger said, so what is happening?
He said,
Kirby
"Why
said,
not?"
why not?
Okay, awesome.
So you're gonna bring him?
Yeah.
There's gonna be 2 Pyrex.
I have to transport him?
You're not gonna wormhole him there? He's on the USS Enterprise, currently around the Earth. Sorry,
Wait,
we don't have the rights to that. He's on a spaceship orbiting the Earth.
Wait, but doesn't he have a teleportation power?
No, Kirby throws grenades and heals people.
Oh, okay. So I use my 2 powers.
Scavenger said I joined late. He doesn't know what's happening. He
Um,
says, I want to go to
Dinosaur
Dino
Island. We're
Island.
doing Dinosaur Island. If you have a teleportation power, you can, but I'm not teleporting any more people because I just lost 2 powers.
Okay, so Kirby's just going to hold on to you. Scavenger said, I can teleport. Scavenger, are you going to teleport directly to Dinosaur Island? Or are you going to try and, like, ride on the dragon with everyone? Or are you going
Teleport to
ride...
Dinosaur Island because I'm worried about you falling off.
Are you gonna ride like in Plain White's plane? Like
Oh,
what are you
that's
doing?
true. You could actually. I would suggest him riding in Plain White's plane.
Also, what's the timestamp for this one?
I think it was like 19.
Okay, so at 8:19 this is gonna end.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out where Scavenger's gonna teleport. We already know that you teleported Kirby, and he's holding on to you while you ride on the dragon.
Awesome. So I say, let's go to Dinosaur. Oh, I give him the belt and the thing that I had, and I get him to like wrap it around my waist and around him, so he has better like grip to me.
Kirby said, if you happen to have 2 usages at the end of the session, can you send me back to where I was with Time Traveler?
I can try, but I can't guarantee that I will.
Well, he's saying if you have them and it's like already the end,
Yeah,
you just
then
send
yeah,
them back.
yeah, for sure.
Scavenger said, I turn a blunt from the weed shop into a mud puddle so that I can teleport. Where do you go? That was the whole question.
Okay,
Hey,
so
bub.
I say, let's go to Dinosaur Island, and I tell him to take me because he can always just teleport into the plane no matter where it's at.
Yeah, so Plain White and you and Kirby on the dragon are all headed to the Springdale Dinosaur Island. So Scavenger's going to go straight to Dinosaur Island.
Awesome.
Scavenger roll 1d20. That'll be how many dinosaurs are around you trying to kill you when you arrive. So you, Kirby said, "Wait for us to get to the island so you can just teleport to us." Too late. He's rolling a d20. He's trying to figure out how many dinosaurs are around him, trying to kill him.
Yep.
Yep. So you guys are on your way to Dinosaur Island.
Awesome. What up, dude?
Let's see. Scavenger said 1 or 2 d20. You're only rolling 1 d20. Kirby said, well, crap. Bub said, is this just a Jank Heroes channel? I can see where you're coming from. You've done a lot of Jank Heroes. So, you guys are heading to Dinosaur Island at the moment. It is a wonderful day in Springdale. You see in the distance as you approach a lot of volcanoes, desert wastelands, and forests in the Springdale Dinosaur Island, which is just in the middle of Springdale. There's like a trench around it of water. You can barely consider it an island.
It seems like it.
He said, only 1 dino. The odds of rolling a 1 on that d20 roll are very low. Kirby said, "Please don't drop me." So yeah, what do you think? You can already see like dinosaurs roaming on the island as you approach.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaurs. Well, there's only one around Scavenger trying to kill him at the moment. He teleported straight there.
Oh, okay.
So
By the way, there's a dinosaur trying to kill you. How do you deal with that? So,
I guess I am excited about it, but it depends on where this dragon's going to take me to meet up with his liaison.
okay, so the dragon's like, there's a massive one-eyed troll with a large wooden bat. He's much smaller than me. He's like 8 foot tall, kind of massive. He's like Weenie Hut Jr. massive, not like not like me massive. So I'm gonna drop you off on the outskirts of Dinosaur Island, nearby the volcanoes.
And I'm like, no, don't do that. Take me directly.
That's where he is.
That's directly. Okay, we'll get him to like meet up with
He's
us.
there.
He's there.
Yes.
Okay, is he nice?
I am.
Talk to him first and ensure that he won't kill us as soon as we land.
He won't. I assure you.
Will you?
I am 100% confident.
Will you please, since you can speak English, will you please talk to him about it first?
So you guys arrive at like the island, and Plain White's like, so where do I land a plane in like this volcanic rock field?
That's
like
a
I
really
don't.
good question.
There were no
This
answers.
isn't my adventure. This is your adventure, Plain White. I don't know what you want to do. You went here before. Like I don't know what you tell.
You have a point. I did a lot of searching and shit before I figured out that it was in the volcano. But I guess now that I know it's in the volcano, maybe I should just jump out of the fucking. He like flies the plane like over the volcano area where you guys are at, and he like hits the autopilot button. He then like ejects his seat out, and there's like a parachute, and he's like, the hot winds are blowing me farther away. I'm not landing where I thought I should have thought about this.
And I'm like, this is your adventure, man.
Plain White's like, I'll catch up later. Let's see. So Kirby said he can just run away with his 20 miles per hour. Now he's playing as Mag, which is not the same character. Bub said, well, I just watched Q making one of his characters. Cool. Scavenger said, I turn its legs and tail into mud. The dinosaur collapses down. There's just blood and mud everywhere. It's fiddling its arm around and shit.
The blood is not considered a part of the leg?
Well, think about like if just the legs get turned to mud, right?
Mm-hmm.
There still has like where the legs were supposed to be connected. There's just nothing there. Yeah.
So he's bleeding out?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's fiddling around with his arms and shit on his side, and he's just filling the mud, and his head is whipping around and shit, and he's roaring. So he's in a lot of pain. You really fucked him up. Mark down 1 power usage for that, and also 1 for turning the blunt to mud, and also 1 for teleporting using the mud. So you've used like 3 power so far. How many do you got left? Bub said, I kept hearing the trumpets play. That was a great part of Q's character creation session. Scavenger said, then I spawned mud bodyguards that look like 2 T-Rexes made of mud. My boy is ganging up. Let's go. So you know where they are, so you can try and meet them in the volcanic area. You meet up with like the one-eyed big ogre guy with the bat. He's
awesome.
wearing just a loincloth. It's made out of like a giant bear. Don't worry, you can't see his dick.
Awesome. I'm like, hey, how are you? Are you ready to go to the jewel?
Yeah, I'm ready to go for it. I can't really survive on volcanoes. I don't know what to do here.
No, it's understandable. It's inside the lava of the volcano, or what?
I believe so.
You believe so?
We just know it's in the volcano. We
Okay.
can like sense it.
Okay. So if I have a power that allows me to teleport things using wormholes.
Kirby said, just go 1 action at a time in case Nick has a response. Scavenger said, I'm going to ride one of the mud T-Rexes to the area. I feel like you would slowly sink into that. That doesn't feel like a solid surface to ride. Kirby said, how active is the volcano? Then Scavenger said, like a boss, as you sink into your T-Rex.
So I guess, so where should I teleport? Oh, ooh, okay. No, I have a better thing. I'm going to teleport I'm going to use a thing that's the size of the jewel to teleport the jewel from the inside of the volcano, and I'm sure a little bit of lava will come with it, to the shore of the island, like just barely in the water, so that the lava like is cooled by the water.
The jeweled skull appears at the shore, and then a jeweled skeleton man rises out of it
Awesome.
with a sword on his back.
Awesome. Let me mark down 2 power users. Awesome. So I'm like, hey, we have like a big squad here. Can you give us that jewel,
He's like, it's literally my head.
please?
I'm not giving you head.
Ogre, can you just deal with this?
The ogre's like, no problem. He swings his like massive club at him, and the skeleton just cuts through the club. And he's like, it was made of wood. And the ogre's like, you got me. That is how that works. He's like, but you're a skeleton. You don't have any like real muscle mass. I'm about to punch the shit out of you.
Yeah.
So the ogre like lines back a punch, and he goes to like punch the skeleton. He punches him right in the head, and the skeleton's like, my head is like made of jewels. And then the ogre is like, oh, my hand's bleeding. You got me.
But it should still, if he's like a skeleton with a jewel encrusted head, if it's an 8-foot ogre, it should still fuck the skeleton. Like the skeleton should break, even if the skull's like intact.
The skull should be intact, but it should break off its neck.
Yeah.
It should.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Okay.
There's an aura that seems to radiate around like the whole thing. You don't know what it does.
Got you. All right, so I'm gonna convince.
Sorry, it seems like we're lagging out. What was the last thing that you guys heard before it lagged out?
I'm gonna convince the skeleton to. Hey,
Lagged out again.
is the skeleton on the sand? Like he's just chilling on the beach?
He's on the shore. Like you said, he climbed out of the water. You said he was like kind of in the water.
Awesome.
Kirby said you looked at the chat. So that was the last thing?
Awesome. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna use my convince power to get him to walk a little bit further onto the shore and then kill himself.
So you attempt to use your convince power on him, and you see his jewel skull like shine, and you like feel your power like start up and dissipate.
But I can't even do a check for it? What the fuck? So lame. Okay. I Kirby suck him into my mouth and steal his power.
Okay, you're going for the Kirby suck. Let's see. So Kirby said, oh yeah, the jewels are immune. And then he said, frick? So you're going to try and like suck him in and steal his power?
Yeah.
Okay. So you attempt to suck him in and steal his power. You see his like aura shine. And then you feel your power like grow and then fade.
The fuck? Wait, but that means I don't have to mark off power user just because I didn't use the power.
No, you feel the power, and then you feel it not work. That's
Awesome,
what I'm
so
describing.
I didn't use the power.
No, you used it.
But I
It just
because
didn't
it just
work.
faded.
No, failing isn't the same
It just
as
gives
not
you a
using.
warm feeling inside.
Yeah, like you're like, yeah, this worked, but it didn't.
Okay. I teleport his...
Kirby said, where is time traveler's immunity stuff when you need it? And Scavenger said, stupid power jewels.
So I ask him, is there any way that I can get you to relinquish the skull? Is there anything you need or something that, like, what is this power that's going on? How do we deal with this?
Are you just straight up asking me, how do you beat me? You're
Yeah,
asking,
like,
how
please.
do you beat
Yeah.
me in the fight?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not
not-
even trying to fight you. Like, is there anything that you
I
need,
can
like-
feel when you try to do the stuff.
Right,
So I know you're trying to fight.
right.
Cool, so don't lie. I understand what you're doing.
So I call the dragon, and I'm like, hey, come just pick this dude up in your mouth.
He's like, The dragon like comes, and then he's like, that was a good one. He like starts like going into the water. He's like, so the skull guy is trying to retreat into the water. The dragon has arrived. He's like, where's the dude?
In the water.
He's like, how do I deal with that?
Just shove your head in and grab him.
Is he like armed?
Yeah.
So you want me to like shram my head right where?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna get stabbed.
I know, but you're a giant dragon.
Scales that
Okay.
cannot be pierced by mortal blades. Needs the
Yeah.
needs the freaking black arrow, dude.
He pierces his head through the water.
His head.
He dives his head down into the water, and you hear him go, "Oh, my eye!" And he retracts his head from the water. Roll 2d20. He takes 14 damage from it. The dragon seems to be bleeding like golden blood profusely from his eye. It just keeps spurting from his eye.
Awesome. Okay.
Kirby uses Restore on the dragon.
Wait, but as he's doing that, I go and I like try and collect some of the blood
You collect some of the golden blood?
Yeah.
In what? Like it just in your
in my
hands? Sure. Your pants are really wet. It looks like you pissed yourself.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see. Kirby said, "Wait, so only the skeleton's head is jewels and the rest of the skeleton is regular?" Bub said, "Who is Nick's character?" Then Kirby said, he already said restore the dragon, and then Bub said, so people got murked.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, you now have gold blood in your pockets. You might want to add that to your inventory. I'm not sure what it does.
Awesome.
Okay, so what do you do?
So I call out to the skeleton dude, and I'm like, "Hey, we don't want to take your skull anymore. Say it's cool to come out of the water now."
Plain White's like, "Hey, I'm on my way."
Awesome.
I don't think he's gonna just be convinced.
Plain White, believe in me.
You just want me to believe in you?
Yeah.
Then I'll believe in you, and I'll just let you handle it. I'm
No,
on my
go.
way.
Okay,
I'm on my way.
Come on your way.
But I'm not. I'm just gonna I'm gonna believe in you and have faith that you can figure it out while I'm on my way.
Awesome. Thank you.
Kirby said, "How far from the skeleton are we?" You don't know. You just know that he's in the water and that he stabbed the dragon in the eye, or at least
We
you
could
think
see how
it's
far
him.
the dragon, like what portion of the dragon's neck was in the water, and thereby judge the distance to the skeleton at that instant.
Okay, the dragon put in like his snout at most before he got stabbed in the eye.
So the blade came out of the water. So he's just under the surface.
Okay. Does the dragon like breathe fire? Yeah, he does breathe fire.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
because the first thing
Dragon breathe fire onto the water like an insane amount.
the dragon does so. As the water starts to boil, you see like fucking water-based dinosaurs like floating up just dead on the fucking surface. There's just a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
But you don't see the skeleton rise up.
God damn.
Now the water is very scalding hot. Plain White's like, I believe in you. Believe in you. Don't go in that water.
Plain White, do you have any ideas? Oh, I have an idea. Okay, I'm gonna call Cuppo.
Okay. You call Cuppo on your phone?
And I'm like, "Hey, Cuppo."
Cuppo, you see him sitting in his refrigerator,
Nice.
covered in mud. He's like, yeah, there's just mud in the hallway.
And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that, Cuppo. I have a question for you. I'm dealing with like this skull guy who seems to be able to like just deflect all of my powers and like not even be phased by them at all. He has some sort of magical skull thing on his head. He's a skeleton guy with a sword. What do you think I should do? Like, could you just like grab him and like drag his ass to hell? Like, what can we do about this?"
He's like, I can only send people to the void between like hell and limbo by shoving them up my ass.
Right? Could you do that?
I'm in a stairwell at Springdale Apartments.
Right.
Where are you?
Dinosaur Island.
I'm nowhere near Dinosaur Island.
Right, but I mean, you can go into limbo and then pop up in Dinosaur Island.
Why do you think limbo is just like a teleporter?
Because it's a place outside of space.
But I enter through my ass. Like I don't think you understand now. I also exit through my ass. I think that's the better way to describe it.
So your ass is just permanently in.
Multiple realities.
Okay. So then shouldn't there be a reality where your ass is on Dinosaur Island?
The realities I'm in are the Springdale apartment stairwell until I walk somewhere else, and the area between hell and limbo.
So I can't use any power on this dude.
Kirby, no, Scavenger said, is plain white similar to Professor Oak, telling people when and when not to do something? He said, I'm still gonna ride a bike inside. Oh, speaking of riding, have you arrived yet on your 2 mud T-Rexes? Do a check. See if you...
Wait a second. But he couldn't... Oh, goddamn. Okay.
Scavenger said yes. Did you succeed the check? Or are you just saying yes?
Okay, so I get out my gun, and I, like, machine gun shoot at him as I'm walking into the water. But I'm not in the water. I'm, like, standing at the surface of the water, like, shooting into the water.
Okay. You had me fucked up, Aiden. Sounded like you said as I'm walking into the water.
Like, as I'm walking, my bad, as I'm walking, like, to the water, like, going...
Okay. So you're shooting your, like, machine gun, like, spray into the water?
No, like, specifically at the place where the dragon, like, stuck its...
Before?
Yeah,
So specifically there?
yeah.
Nothing happened?
Okay, I'm shooting around.
He pulls out another magazine and starts shooting around.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shoots a bullet every in rapid succession. Okay. Do you do it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark up power usage for the first time, and then another one for the second time.
I'm really running out of power, so if anybody else has, like...
Scavenger has arrived with his 2 mud T-Rex
Awesome.
minions.
Can
that
you
he's
help
riding.
me get this thing? I wouldn't use the mud because it's water, but can you, like, grab...
Plain white's like, I got an idea.
Okay, what is it?
Okay. Do you mind if I just talk to Scavenger directly?
Can you just talk to me, too?
Sure. I mean, yeah. I guess I'm always doing both. Subspace. So he's like, Scavenger, do the mud thing. Do the thing that you were gonna do. Have them, fuck it. Just have them drop their bodies just over the water area where they're at.
So that he then gets stuck in the mud?
But then that's when I was gonna talk to you. Like after Scavenger does the mud thing.
Blow the fire under it so it hardens and gets him stuck. Okay.
Also, I'm still on my way.
I appreciate
I'm
it.
fighting fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
One.
Scavenger only had to fight 1.
Oh,
Scavenger said, let's
Roll
do
a
it.
d20 to see how many dinosaurs your boy's fighting. Plain white.
Okay. 1d20?
Mm-hmm.
Scavenger said, let's do it, so I guess he did it.
Okay, ballin'.
18.
He's fighting 18 dinosaurs right now. Plain White's busy as fuck. Plain White uses gadgets and airplanes. He's trying his best. So yeah, he made the T-Rexes like collapse into the water with the mud all around.
And
like
then
the
I'm like, dragon, breathe fire into the mud to harden it real quick.
Okay.
So he does that?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Cool. So you got like this hard mud block in the middle of this trench. I guess it's no longer a trench. That would make like a little bridge thing.
Yeah.
I guess it's still a trench.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now it's just like the rest of the ground in that one area.
Nice.
It's gonna be really hot to the touch.
Yeah. So I talked to the ogre dude, and I'm like, hey, could you like start digging this shit up and like find where the skeleton dude is at? And like,
The ogre's like, yeah. Do you have like a shovel?
I don't, but that big stick that you have seems to be a pretty good idea.
My big broken stick that doesn't have an end that would be used
If
as a
it's
scooping tool.
Broken, I'm sure it's like sharp, huh?
So I'm just like trying to pickaxe it then?
Not pit, but like shove it in and use it like a shovel.
Like a lever?
Yeah.
So I'll just like make little dips in it, and then I'll like poke the dips up, and then I guess I'll just keep doing that. It's not the most effective thing, but I guess I see where you're going from. I don't know. And he like jabs the stick like into it, and the stick breaks more, and he's like, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I'm not strong enough, but
It's-
this is a poor tool. Let's see. So, Kirby said, maybe I can blow up the mud. Then Scavenger said, don't blow it up. They have feelings too, you know? And then he said, or throw a napalm grenade at the mud. And then Scavenger's like, nah, bruh.
But then you defeat the purpose of us doing the mud thing to stop the skeleton. Fuck.
Too bad my character's not complete. I can totally help you out.
I would appreciate it. I would really appreciate it.
I'd use abilities that I already have. I'm not technically a part of this because I'm not there.
I get you.
This character doesn't know me. Feels bad, man.
Do you have any ideas for what I have?
Talk to your friends,
Then-
figure out what the best tool would be for this thing, and then you could just use your wormhole to take that tool from a tool shed and then return it in person after you fly back to the main city.
That makes sense.
Scavenger said, sure, why not just blow him up, but quickly?
Because then we still have the problem of that we can't touch the skeleton.
So what do you do? Also, roll 1d20 to see how many dinosaurs Plain White's currently fighting. He beat one. He's currently now fighting 17 dinosaurs. It's getting kind of rough.
Okay. So I say, hey, let's Ogre. What tool would you like to be able to what do you think we should do? What do you think we should do in this situation, Ogre? Like this is your island. You would know.
If you could get me like some big like gauntlets with like scoops on them, I could like keep punching at it like this, and it'll scoop up.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be much faster than me trying to like brute force it with like a shovel or something, because I can punch rather quickly.
Do you know where we might find scoops like that?
They'd be like a battle gauntlet kind of thing. You'd probably take them from some kind of warrior that uses unconventional melee combat.
Like Atlanteans?
Atlanteans seem to use like electric tritons last time I checked. I couldn't even name another Atlantean weapon.
Right. I couldn't even name anybody who has that.
Scavenger said, we need Tanker. He's like, if Tanker was here, he has like an infinite armory of weapons.
Yeah.
So he would just have the solution. Kevin said, I just went for a 10K run, went to the PC lab for some work, then went to my office for some more work, came back to my room to discover you're still live on YouTube. Keep it up, dude. Thank you kindly, Kevin. He says over his subspace communication.
Okay, so I guess
Also, congratulations on the 10K.
Yeah.
I hope you're at the office making 10K.
Could the dragon like scoop it up with its claws and like his feet and stuff, like into big chunks?
Like, you feel like, could the dragon's claws like penetrate like the mud?
Yeah.
That's like a really solid thing. So are you gonna ask the dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, so the dragon's like, I do have like really sharp big claws.
Yeah.
This seems like something that I could probably do.
Yeah.
So he like scoops the mud, and it like scoops up like Play-Doh. Like, it's just really easy.
Nice.
He's like, oh wow, yeah, this is a really good idea.
And I'm like, awesome. Scoop it up in like solid chunks, and then like place them on the sand of the island, so that in case the skeleton dude's in it, he'll still be stuck in the mud. And then if you find him, like, he'll be trapped.
So what do you mean solid chunks?
Like, he can pick it up like Play-Doh, so instead of like crumbling it in his claw, like just scoop it and then set it onto the sand, so that in case the skeleton dude's in it, he's like stuck.
He doesn't like disperse it.
Right.
Okay.
So he can't easily break out.
He's like, what if I scoop it in such a way where like he's showing a bit?
How would you know?
I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have no way to control.
Then I still think
when
it'd
I
be
hit
fine,
it.
because then, alright, so what I'll do is, I'll get everybody, when he scoops a piece, if we see the guy in it, then like we all rush that piece and try and rip its head off.
Okay. The dragon begins like scooping up like the individual pieces
And setting them on the sand.
and setting them in the sand. And is it like a slow thing? Is it like for each piece, it's like everybody now gather and everyone look, and then if we don't see them, then we do the next one, and then we keep going.
It's thorough.
Okay, so Kirby said, I do have a sword, by the way.
Awesome.
So as you guys are doing that, because it seems like this might take a minute, roll a d20 to see how many dinosaurs plain white's fighting.
6.
Wow!
He just killed the dinosaur.
Yeah, during the course of you guys figuring out this plan, he's killed 11 dinosaurs. Plain white, keep up the good work, only 6 left. That's why it's his adventure on Dinosaur Island.
Despite that we're actually getting the skull.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he got the skull by himself before.
Yeah, plain white, how did you get the skull the first time?
He's like, right now I'm fighting 6 guys, I'm on a roll.
Okay, so...
When he called you over subspace, he was like inside a dinosaur's mouth. He was like, I'm fighting 6 guys, I gotta go.
So, we're continuing to do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, roll a d20 to see how many pieces he scooped. He scooped 10 pieces. You got 10 more to go. Still haven't found the skeleton guy. Okay, roll. Okay, you got 8 more pieces to scoop.
13.
Okay, he scooped through all the pieces. You guys never saw any parts of skeleton. So then plain white, how many dinosaurs does he have left to fight?
8.
There are more dinosaurs have shown up. The fight's gotten intense. 9 more dinosaurs appeared. They just won't stop. I think I landed nearby a nest. They're very territorial. Kirby said, how far away is plain white? Plain white is like, I don't have like a solid landmark to my location other than there are 15 fucking dinosaurs right around. Go where they all went. Go. They're ganging up on me.
It's a dinosaur fight club just on plain white. Awesome. So we've done all these scoops.
Mm-hmm.
So now I say, like, Ogre, start to, like, search through the scoops, and if you find him, like, immediately rip his head off.
The ogre's like, how do I penetrate the mud scoops? That was the problem before.
Okay. So I tell the dragon, very carefully, like, start, like, lightly scraping pieces off of each of the mud things.
Okay, so the dragon's like, so I'm doing that like one at a time so you guys can still be ganged around each one. Okay, so we got like 20 of these mud pieces. Let's get started. So it starts excavating like the mud pieces. So now it's time to roll for how many dinosaurs my boy Plain White is currently fighting. 18! 3 more! I was fighting 18 before. I don't know how many dinosaurs I can kill. They're everywhere. This fucking dinosaur island. I don't remember it being this hard last time.
Well, if you just told us how to get the skull, then it wouldn't be a problem. We could just get it and pick you up and leave.
Before, I just got that bitch out the volcano. I didn't have to fight a skeleton. I don't.
Okay, so like,
So
can
yeah,
I roll to figure out
how many that you've excavated? So 4. So you got 16 left. How many dinosaurs was Plain White fighting?
6.
Ah, man.
He killed 12 dinosaurs.
He killed 12 dinosaurs during the course of you guys
He's literally
excavating 4
extinct,
things.
like making all the dinosaurs extinct.
In the distance, you guys can see like drones like crashing into the island. He's like, I'm crashing planes into the dinosaurs. It's the best I can do.
Awesome, so,
Kirby said you could just group them and then I can grenade them.
but then the skeleton will just be free again, and that doesn't help us.
So how many do you excavate? You had excavated 4
18.
before, right? 18. So you've now completely excavated all of them. He isn't in there.
The fuck?
Plain White, how many dinosaurs is he fighting right now? He's fighting 10. He's like, I got 8 more of them down. You just see just a cloud of drones just crashing into the fucking ground. You see like a bunch of explosions behind him over the subspace communicator. He's like, yo, maybe he just wasn't in that part of the water anymore. There's like a big trench around the whole island. He probably just like swam somewhere else. How many dinosaurs is he currently fighting?
5.
During the phone call, the drones are just keep like hitting him. He's like, "Yeah, this is a lot more like the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I feel much safer right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys want me to meet you by the shore? I think I can outrun 5 dinosaurs." Let's see. Kirby said he could be after plain white now.
So I tell the dinosaur, circle the island, start breathing fire, and boil away the whole lake, the whole thing.
The whole trench.
Yeah, and if you see him, like, scoop him up as quick as you can and like slam him. Either that, or if you see him, just slam him like really hard into the ground. Just like land on the dude.
So the dragon is now proceeding to try and evaporate essentially this entire trench of water.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, before it used like its normal fire breath and it like caused it to like boil.
Right.
So now the dragon's going hard and it's like evaporating it like slowly in sections and moving around.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take a minute.
Okay.
So how close is plain white to where you guys are?
5.
So you're like 5 miles out.
Yeah.
He's hopping into another one of his planes that he called. So he's coming back to where you guys are at.
Awesome. So 5 miles away, so he's there basically?
Yeah. So he arrives in his plane. He like parks it like by the shore or whatever where you guys are at,
Awesome.
in the sand. He hops out of his vehicle, and then from the distance, he's like, "A few guys followed me. Roll a d20."
What, how do you get this one? Oh, did you just roll it?
No.
20 pterodactyls follow suit behind where plain white was.
Awesome.
So you got 20 pterodactyls now
awesome.
coming
Some
on.
like dragon circle back around and eat the pterodactyls.
So the dragon circles back, and the pterodactyls use pack tactics to try and like fight the dragon.
Yeah.
Do a check to see who has the upper hand, the dragon or the pterodactyls. The dragon has the upper hand. The dragon like rolls around, he's like biting him, ripping at him and shit, trying to devour the pterodactyls, but he does take some damage, which would be the difference of 2d20. So he takes 9 damage. So the dragon is pretty injured. He's raining down the golden blood as before, as the pterodactyls are like tearing into his scaly flesh, and as he's biting down on the pterodactyls. So with him taking damage and them taking losses, the fight, because there are so many of them, seems kind of even. Scavenger's like, "Let's go, dragon!" So roll to see who now has the upper hand in the fight. The pterodactyls are fucking him up, dude. There just were too many. They're
Okay.
ganging up on him.
So I tell him, hey, fly away, I got this. And I open up a black hole in front of all the pterodactyls. It's like the size of the swarm of pterodactyls, like above the island.
And they're just gonna like suck him up.
Yeah.
Okay, they're gonna like try and wound the dragon before he can get away.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby used Restore on the dragon, so the dragon took, how much a second ago? Did he take?
9 damage.
He took 9. So now the dragon's been restored 12, but he's gonna get hit again.
Okay.
Okay, so roll damage. He takes 11 damage, but he does get away as the pterodactyls then get sucked into the black hole ultra fast.
Awesome. So I'm like, I have a better idea.
Also, you used a power.
Yeah. I'm like, everybody get onto the, everybody get off the island. Plain White, get in your plane. Kirby, get on the dragon with me. We're gonna fly off the island. I'm gonna open up a huge black hole, the exact size and like mass of the island. Suck up the entire island into a black hole, compress it into a singularity, and put it in my pocket.
So you're gonna have Dinosaur Island as a pocket dimension in your pocket.
Right. So that I just have the skull, and then whenever I need it, I'll just release the skull.
You still don't know where the skull is, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just know in the future, You won't be able to just open it and just be like, let me reach in my purse for the skull. Oh, I have it.
Right.
Right. Cool. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So he told Kirby said, would the skeleton be affected by that?
He's just stuck on the island, which is in a black hole that's yeah, it would kill him, right? Because it's compressing everything into a singularity with infinite mass and infinite density.
Not infinite mass, just infinite density.
Infinite density, you're right.
You know what they say, you're putting it in your pocket.
Yeah, infinite density. So. Okay.
Pocket dimensions don't actually compress into a singularity.
But black
Yours
holes
do? Oh, you put them in a black hole in a pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I actually am somewhat confused on that. How does that work?
It's just I can control black holes, so I can create them and do them as I want. So put the matter in the black hole, compress the black hole down into the singularity, and then I have the
Well,
singularity.
black hole is already a singularity, so it doesn't need to be compressed. But
Like turns off the continual sucking of the black hole, just leaving the null singularity, and just stores that.
So it's just no longer sucking is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's small. The only reason why you're saying compress is just so that you have it smaller so
Yeah.
that you can like carry it in some way.
Yeah.
all right, so it's just after it's married. The black hole.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Stop sucking.
Of
Oh, I
course.
see.
Dab.
Inverse dab.
When the black hole stopped sucking, because the skeleton said no head. Right. So let's see. Kirby said we don't even know where it is. That's you're not wrong. Says Plain White.
But we've already gotten one skull, so now we just need to get the rest of the jewels, and then when we combine them together, I'm sure a cool ass thing will happen. So I'll just put them all in my singularity.
Okay. So you guys are trying to leave the island. I noticed you gave instructions. So Plain. Oops. Sorry about the lag. Okay. So I think we're back.
Awesome. So
Less
now I say
lag.
dinosaur. Quick, take me to the next one. Or dragon, please.
Sure. I guess.
If it's an interdimensional teleporter.
So yeah.
Find out eventually. Stranded in my nigga on Dinosaur Island. A Dinosaur Island that now
It's in
leads
my pocket.
nowhere else.
Yeah.
It's just Dinosaur. And there's no water. Because all of the water has been. Well, no, he got interrupted.
Yeah.
So I guess there might be some. It's not as bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
So
We know there's no water where he was.
it's thinner. So yeah. So I say, quick, take me to the next location of the jewel.
Oh, wow. We have like enough time for you guys to go somewhere
Quick.
else.
Quick.
Okay, so there is another one that is in the Springdale Bay.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Take me to the Springdale Bay.
Okay, I have another person that like is gonna be
I
like
won't
your
need it.
liaison.
I won't need it. I'm gonna suck the whole bay into my pocket.
You're just gonna take every location
Yes,
that
I
has
am,
a
and then I'm
jewel.
gonna put them all together, and then I'm gonna have it all in one place.
Okay, so we're gonna fly to Springdale Bay now.
Awesome. Yep.
The ogre was also left behind.
Yep.
The ogre is also
Don't give
just
a fuck.
trapped on Dinosaur
Don't
Island,
give a fuck.
just in the pocket dimension.
Yep.
Scavenger said, perfect. Scavenger, you're currently stuck on Dinosaur Island in a pocket dimension with
But you
little
have-
water.
But you have teleportation, so you go.
Roll a d20 for how many dinosaurs are in your area. Trying to kill you. So you're heading now to Springdale Bay.
Right.
So Plain White messaged you over subspace. And he's like, hey, so this skull thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying there are more of these things?
Yeah.
Scavenger said there are 2 dinosaurs trying to fuck with him. You've rolled really low on all your dinosaurs trying to kill you rolls.
So yeah. So we're gonna go and collect all the rest of these, and then we'll figure out what happens from there.
He's like, I didn't even know there were more.
Well, now you know, and now you're on this adventure with us, because this is your adventure that you dragged me along on. So now we got this.
He's like, I just kind of want a lot of money. Can we like sell the skull?
No,
Why not?
because it's probably worth more than that. If you want a lot of money after this, after we collect all of it, I'll just give you all the money in like the U.S. Treasury. Like I don't care.
I don't want to steal a lot of money.
Well, then I don't care as you want. We're gonna do this.
No, you don't have to send screenshot Scavenger. I was just surprised. You have rolled low on all your killer dinosaur rolls. I'm just saying. I remember my boy Plain White was rolling some 18s on the Killer Dinosaur rolls. So Plain White is like, I don't want stolen money.
And I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to do the thing. You can do whatever you want.
So Plain White's like, I understand stealing Dinosaur Island.
Yeah.
I feel like not too many people are going to be like, oh, you stole Dinosaur Island. There'll be some scientists.
Yeah.
A lot of little kids will get upset. I'm sure some adults will be like, those niggas were dangerous anyways.
Time. Like, I just want to get here. I just want to get to this bay real quick. I want to get as many of these as possible.
He's like, I'm just saying, I think the authorities for the Springdale Bay are not going to be as cool as everyone else on Dinosaur
They're going to
Island.
be in my pocket, and anyone who wants to fight me can get in my pocket.
So, as you approach Springdale Bay, there's this guy that's like made out of water that's like standing on an island. You can barely see him until he sucks the bay into his body and becomes like a giant water beast. And he goes to strike you while yelling, "Nobody takes my bay!" And he's gonna punch.
How would he know that I'm gonna take the bay? Oh, because he's a superhero. Okay, great. So opens up a black hole that's as big as him and starts sucking him into it. That's gonna be connected to my one.
You see a green light that's very small shine within his body.
Mm-hmm.
You watch the black hole grow and then fizzle as the fist approaches.
How does it stop a black hole? It can trap light, like, how? Okay.
Don't question.
Scavenger said, so I'm going to turn the dinos to mud and then teleport to the water beast. And then he said, oh crap, I typed too late. So he was going to teleport to the island where the beast was, but now it's just the big ass beast made of water. So now you're like stuck inside of like the giant water beast.
Grab the jewel. Grab the jewel. You'll fuck him up.
There's still a fist coming toward you.
Awesome.
On the dragon.
I tell the dragon, dodge the fuck out of this fist and.
The dragon's like, I'll try my best to do that fucking check. Nice! The dragon curls around where the fist was gonna strike, so you're now like upside down, and you can like look down and see the fist where it would have hit the shit out of you.
And I'm like, just directly dive bomb toward the jewel. And
Scavenger said, I'm gonna grab the jewel and turn the beast to mud. He said that as you tell the dragon, dive bomb and just grab the jewel. So Scavenger grabs the jewel, which is in the center of the water beast, turns the water beast to mud while he's still in it.
Stuck.
And then the dragon strikes down into the mud where the jewel was with Scavenger. And now you're all stuck in a giant mud thing.
Shouldn't the mud thing collapse?
It's still sentient. It's just now mud.
Nice.
So Kirby said, wait, so Scavenger is in the elemental? Yes, he teleported inside of it. Scavenger said, I'm not playing these games. But you're now all stuck inside of this mud beast.
Awesome. And so I'm like, dragon, like, get the fuck out of this mud beast.
The dragon attempts to flap its wings, but it's stuck in a mud beast.
Right.
Kirby said, I can't blow it up because that would hurt Scavenger and maybe even the dragon. And also all of you guys, because you're all stuck in the same place.
And we're on the
in
same
mud
dragon.
beast. Yes, and Scavenger said, crap, I thought it would collapse.
Me too.
The beast is like, what the fuck? What happened to my bay? If I was to just turn back to normal, it would just be the fucking Springdale mud pit. We already got one of those. I don't. So what's going on?
Wait, so if there's only one of everything, and this became mud, does that mean that where the Springdale mud pit was is now the Springdale Bay?
I don't think you just swap the names over. It's not. It's like if you burn down the baby drowning facility.
It's not
the burning factory doesn't become the baby drowning facility.
Okay. So
the mud dude is like still freaking out. Like he doesn't know what to do. He's like, my whole existence was the protector of Springdale Bay, and now there isn't a Springdale Bay. And then he looks out into the distance and he goes, "Where's Dinosaur Island? What's happening? This isn't the city I grew up in. This isn't the city I've known my whole life." Via your subspace communicator, and also just right next to you, Kirby said, "Wouldn't the mud eventually fall to the ground? It's a sentient mud beast."
Okay. So I try
Scavenger
and,
says,
while he's in this existential crisis, I try and convince him to kill himself. The giant mud beast.
So Scavenger's holding on to the jewel.
Right.
The jewel like glows in Scavenger's hand. You feel your power rise, and then you feel it diminish.
What the fuck?
How many powers do you have left?
5.
You've used 10 powers.
Don't use any on the crystal
Right.
creatures because they
Because
all
they
can just resist
take your
literally
power.
anything.
Apparently.
Scavenger said, "We don't know."
Okay, so I get the dragon to like try
Scavenger
and
only has
slide.
4 power usages left.
So I try and get the dragon to like slide and like wriggle its way out of the thing.
Okay, have it complete an attempt. Hey, the dragon wiggles its way out. Meanwhile, Scavenger in the middle holding the jewel.
Nice. And so I'm like, Scavenger, teleport out of the monster with the jewel.
Okay, now we just gotta wait on Scavenger. You're all now covered in mud. The dragon is also now falling into the ditch that used to be Springdale Bay because his wings are still covered in mud and he can't fly.
Right. So
Let's see. Kirby said, "I haven't really been using my power, so I still have 18. Scavenger says, "I do it." Where do you teleport, Scavenger? He said, 2-second delay. Understood. So where do you teleport to? Da-na-na.
Ooh, okay, I got this. So I say, don't worry, I've got this. And I turn myself into my spaghetti, my big spaghetti. And I just wrap the dragon and Kirby and everything in my spaghetti. And we just very softly land on the ground in my spaghetti.
I don't know why. Your logic is always weird. I never get it. Everyone, including the dragon, take the difference of 2d20. I know you're big as fuck and you're wrapped around a dragon, but you still fall like hella. Like,
But I'm also spaghetti.
you still take damage.
But it's like elastic.
You're not gonna bounce.
No, but it would like just,
It would splat and spread, and then he'd recombine himself.
yeah. Spaghetti.
I don't.
And
I,
he would
I
cushion the
imagined
fall
you
of
as-
everything else.
I imagined you as like a noodle.
No,
Are you like a-
I'm like a plate of spaghetti, but without the plate. I'm like a sentient spaghetti thing.
Spaghetti.
Like the giant flying spaghetti monster we all believe in as Pastafarians.
Yes.
Spaghetti. No, define. I need you to define spaghetti.
I'm a
not
place.
pasta made in long, cylinder, solid strings.
Strings.
It is plural. It's plural by definition. Multiple noodles.
Yeah.
Somebody touch on my spaghetti. That's the singular. Spaghetti.
And I also have spaghetti in this.
Wait,
With someone touched my spaghetti. So it's
but you
just a
are
quote.
spaghetti.
Right, I am
Yeah,
spaghetti.
it's spaghetti.
Yeah, you are
But
spaghetti.
spaghetti.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Kirby said he takes 8. So I mean, you turn into spaghetti, and everybody lands on the spaghetti. It's still a big ass fall. Like, I don't know what you expect from me. How cushiony is spaghetti? I know you're a
Very.
big ass spaghetti.
Very cushy.
Would you
Did
trust?
he say cooked spaghetti?
Don't.
He just crushes all these fucking hard ass pasta. It almost hurts more. I don't know what to say. It should hurt you
Right.
it should hurt you even more than before, because now you're being like broken in half by shit.
No.
That's horrible.
I made a bad
Somebody crushed my spaghetti.
Wait, so let me do this before the game's over. So,
Scavenger says, so where are you guys going? He teleported to the weed shop.
so
You-
11 damage.
And then roll again. You're going to take more than... They also crushed through you. So you only took 15 damage. That's not too bad. Kirby took 8 damage. Scavenger said, "So, where are you guys at?" He said, "I'm here in the weed shop, chilling with the jewels. We're just holding the jewels."
Oh, nice.
By the way, Scavenger, 2 dragon humanoids with laser rifles like kick open the door of the weed shop and they're like, "Where are the jewel at?" And they're like pointing at you. Also, it is now 8:18.
Yeah.
Also, Kirby restores the meme, but you get
Finish at
12
8:19.
health.
So,
Oh, we still have a minute.
yeah, so I say, all right, I teleport the thing that is in his hand, the jewel, to my hand, stick it in my pocket.
So you're gonna like take the jewel. Scavenger. He says, "Not in the back of the store." No, I'm not saying you're in the back of the store. I said you were back in the store.
Yeah.
So, Scavenger, do you want him to take the jewel from you? Like, are you okay with him taking it?
Well, because otherwise you're gonna get wrecked by these dudes.
He can turn things to mud. I'm not sure how wrecked he would be. I'm just saying. But do you want him to take the jewel? He said, "Sure, take it. You have the jewel."
Awesome. So 3, and then before we end it, I'll
19.
I'll teleport
Kirby back. Yeah,
'cause I have
so
3
2
powers.
usages. So you ended up with 1 usage left. These are the most power usages you've done. Scavenger said, "I was telling the dudes it was not in the back." Where's the jewel at? And then he goes, "It's not in the back of the store." Like, while he's holding it. It's not in the
And then
back
it
of the
just
store.
disappears.
Yeah.
Nice.
Alright, solid. What did everyone think of this session?
Pretty good.
How do you feel like it is compared? Like, what is your favorite session?
My last one is my favorite, but this one's like escalating more. Like I figured out things with Weenie Hut Jr. I finally went after this thing. I rectified my situation with Plain White, so now we're cool because I took him on his adventure that he wanted to go on. I feel like I'm starting to wrap up these storylines.
Nice. Kirby said, "Yay, I'm back with Time Traveler." He said, "That was fun." Kirby, what is your favorite Winslow campaign? Your favorite The Memer campaign, and why? And Scavenger, what is your favorite The Memer campaign?
See what happens. Oh, also, how many powers have you done?
I finished my suit and my vehicle and my personality description and a few other powers.
Nice. You know what my vehicle is? A shitty Honda Civic.
Scavenger said this is his favorite, like, the Memer adventure so far, Dinosaur Island.
It's definitely been fun.
Wait, you said you put it in your pocket,
Yeah.
but aren't you spaghetti?
Is holding the thing as crushed spaghetti in the bay.
In the bay, which is now just a bowl of crushed spaghetti with a giant mud
Actually, if it's
monster.
in water, then the spaghetti would get softer.
Well, there's no
It
water
would-
anymore because it
Oh.
turned into the mud monster.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
mud
Which
is
is just
liquid.
standing there.
But mud is liquid. So
But the mud isn't just dispersed everywhere. It's all concentrated into his body. He's surrounded by crushed spaghetti, and he does like he's
Okay.
confused.
Yeah.
So let's see. Kirby said, "I was actually in the game, not just a distant healer." He said, "I also may have found some lore because he thinks he might be one of the healers from like the medieval world."
Nice.
Which is an interesting concept. And then Scavenger said Dinosaur Island. He was really hyped.
Yeah.
And he said mofos. And then Scavenger said loopholes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Kirby, would you say that this is your favorite, the Memer session? Or would you say that you have a different one that's your favorite? Kirby said medieval world. I use grenades.
So let me ask this, because I have the jewel in my possession, right?
As spaghetti?
Yeah.
It's there.
But like I'm spaghetti, so like it's I teleported it to me, so it's like
It's mixed in with all the spaghetti.
yeah. Okay.
Kirby said, I would say this one. So, unanimously between like Kirby and Scavenger, this is the best the memer episode so far. Scavenger said this was also my fave in all of the games so far.
High five.
Was Dinosaur Island.
High five.
So Kirby, what would you say is your favorite session of all time for Jank Heroes? It's very interesting that Scavenger was like, this one was like the best, like, period. That's crazy. We had 3 viewers and 2 likes, and one person is like, this is the best I've ever seen. I don't know.
That is pretty great.
The like ratio is, I don't see it. Kirby said, I think that would be the first one when we fought Plain White. So, he said of all time, I think he's referring to the one where Jared fought Plain White, and he like made clones and shit.
Okay. Also, is his name Plain White as in a plane, or Plain White as in the like similar?
So it's Plain White as in an airplane.
Right.
Plain White originally existed to be an insert character for myself, because I got tired of wanting to tell players things, but being like, that'd be too meta if I told them shit that I felt like was really obvious and they should know. That actually became a legitimate problem. People would be like, I don't know how to get through this door. What do I do to get through this door? And then Plain White would hit them up on Subspace, and it's like, there's a knob. And they'd be like, oh, damn. Let's see. Scavenger said, this is my fave for Funnifyic. His favorite episode for Jank Heroes Remix, which is Matt's version, is episode 4. Bub said, hey Bub, you said, where are the 2 people that are right on screen right now, right in front of me? And then Kirby said, there they are, right on screen, right in front of you. It's one of those Plain White situations. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Normally we would do a Theorio video after this, but I kind of need to like, how's the character situation?
9, but it's going a lot faster. So I'm down to 9, so I have 8 more to do.
Okay, cool. Let's see. So, Bub said it ended. Yeah, episodes are normally like an hour. Scavenger said episode 4 of Remix is what got me into Jank Heroes to begin with. That's cool. Bub said, dang it, Bub. You got here late. Don't worry, we only got 5 viewers and 2 likes. Smash that like button, since I already know that you guys definitely want to see some more. Dozer said another character creation.
Another.
Yeah, so right now our boy
Dale Springs.
is currently working on his Jank Heroes character.
Dale Springs.
Thank you for smashing that like button, by the way. Truly appreciate it. Kirby said, oh, hi, Dozer. Scavenger said, yep, another. Then he said, what's up, Dozer? Then Bub said, Dozer Bub! Yo, don't forget when you say hey to Dozer to also smash that like button. The 5 to 3 discrepancy. The only reason why I'm so weird about it is because it's like, so how's everyone enjoying this episode? Yeah, we're at 5-4. We're at 5-4. And it was, Scavenger said, he already hit that like button.
Nice.
Hit that like button like the owner of, yo, we got 5 to 5. The ratio is real. There we go. That's how we do it. You guys hit that like button like the owner of Burger Weenie King beats his meat. Yeah, let's see. So Scavenger said at the beginning of the episode he hit it. Smoke on stream said smoke on stream. Dozer said I only see 3 likes. Then Smoke said hit it. Then Scavenger said he sees 6 likes but 5 viewers. And Kirby said same here. That's because you guys see an artificial additional like that doesn't exist. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Now I see 6. Now now it's real. Now it's 6 likes and 4 viewers.
Just because you said it wasn't.
Are you depressed? Asked, are you depressed? Nah. Kirby said, now I see 7. Like I said, you guys see an artificial additional like that isn't there. But thank you all for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like this video, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, 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 ring that bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, with
Dale Springs.
and
Dale Springs.
logging out. Peace.